and welcome back to Opal&Mint. I am Ashley. Yes, I still do not have much of a voice, so it might be a weird time for me to decide to sit down and film this particular video, but I felt ready today to talk about my health stuff. So if you've been around the channel just even the last few weeks, you know I've been going through some health stuff, but I haven't said a whole lot. I don't like talking about it all the time because I prefer to focus on positive things instead of negative things. If I focused on all of my problems all the time, I would be depressed 100% of the time. And so I decide to be happy through the tough times, and it makes it so much easier. But I know that a lot of you are curious, or some of you may be going through some of the same things. And so I thought I would talk about it. If you have no idea about any of my health problems, just buckle up because it's a lot. But a while back on my makeup channel, I've talked about it some. And so if you have come from my makeup channel, you may know some of this history. But I'm going to basically give you an overview of what all my health problems are, kind of what I go through on a daily basis, because it's rare that I have a day where I don't have some kind of pain or problems. So I'm just going to kind of run you through. Sounds so depressing, but to make this video not a complete downer, one, I'm smiling, I'm fine. But two, I'm going to paint. So this channel is obviously a art channel, and I don't want to just sit here and stare at the camera the whole time and talk. So I'm going to do stuff with my hands and I'm going to paint. I think I'm going to leave the camera on my face and on my painting so I can have a little bit of connection with you through this camera as well. But I'm going to get a top-down view of what I'm painting through the process. Okay, that was a big long intro. Sorry about that. And I hope my voice actually lasts long enough to get through this video. But as you can tell, our background is still in progress. I have put tape where the frames are going to go, but not all the frames have paintings in them yet. So here's one that I am going to put up. I wanted something that was very mint for our colors, and that one's going to go right here. I'm so excited. But I have several other frames that don't have paintings yet. So I've got 3 of them right here. Yeah, I have 3 frames that don't have paintings. So I figured I would sit down and just play with painting. And if something turns out good, then we'll frame it. So let's go ahead. We're going to turn the camera around. We're going to paint and just kind of chat through my medical history. Oh, goodness. Why am I doing this? All right, so I have a bunch of different papers here. I've got some different frame sizes. I've got my 31 purple fish paints and my Daniel Smith paints to choose from here, because I just want to have options here. I think I want to start small with this adorable frame right here. It's a 4x4, so I think I'm going to use Artistico's, Fabriano's Artistico cold press for this one. We'll start here. Okay, I need something to take this off with. All right, guys, so my health history. Let's see here, where to begin? Before I turned 18, I was completely normal. We'll say normal. I don't know what normal is anymore, so I had no health issues. I was never sick. I had nothing wrong with me. Oh man, what kind of little flower should I paint in here? It's so tiny and cute. I love tulips, but I already have one tulip here. I need a mat for this, but I'm going to put that one in there. Okay, I'm going to swatch some colors on this half to kind of see what goes with the frame. Anyways, so I was completely healthy and normal until I was 18, and then I started having problems. So my first health problem was, let's do some blues. I started passing out. I was lifeguarding the summer after my senior year in high school, and I started passing out. It's a really pretty color. In the heat. and it got to where it was very normal. I was passing out a lot, complete blackout, and it happened when I would stand up for a while. My heart would race, my blood pressure would drop, and I would pass out. At that time, I was seeing cardiologists to try to figure out what was going on, and every cardiologist I saw, I only saw one cardiologist at the time. And he's used to seeing 80 and 90-year-old patients, and he's like, oh, you'll live. And so I just dealt with the passing out, and there was a lot of pain involved as well, but I was handling it for a while. I really like the purple. What can I do purple? Anyways, so I started passing out, and I eventually it took about a year of going to many different doctors, from chiropractors to cardiologists to there was so many just avenues we were checking out. I went to a pulmonologist, I went to a bunch of different doctors. And what about this color? Anyways, when I paint, I kind of turn my brain off. So having to think and paint, this is new for me. Ooh, I like this purple and this kind of limey green together. Those are pretty. Anyways, so I was diagnosed, I did a tilt table test, I passed out right away. I was diagnosed with neurocardiogenic syncope. So at the time, this is what my condition was called. Keep in mind, this was, 18 years ago. It's been 18 years since I was diagnosed with that. I was diagnosed with it. They tried a couple blood pressure medicines. Nothing worked. I can't remember. It's been so long. But I was not on medication. Anyways, so I was not on medication, and I just kind of dealt with it and went about my life. Then I started developing, I think the allergies came first. It's kind of a blur because it's been a while. But I started developing food allergies and obviously environmental allergies as well, but food allergies. And then I started developing anaphylactic allergies to pretty much everything you can imagine. Within that time, at some point, my passing out and stuff, my chest started hurting really bad. I started having really bad chest pain. At that point, it's like, okay, I need a new cardiologist, one that's going to not just say, hey, you're gonna live. And I went to a cardiologist. I got put on a blood pressure medicine that took away my chest pain, and it helped keep my heart from going so fast. Because my heart would race to 180 by standing up. It was exhausting when your heart rate's just back and forth and high all the time. And I was passing out, got the medication, lived life for a while. All this time, my allergies continued getting worse. I started with being allergic to almonds and bananas, were the first two that I remember. But then it continued to migrate into all fruits, all vegetables, and all nuts. If I eat them, my throat gets tight. Some are worse than others. Lettuce, if it touches my food, I have a very severe anaphylactic reaction. Obviously, peanuts are a really, really bad one as well. Do I want to go with this purple? I think I do, but I don't know what flower. Anyways, so I'm living with, this neurocardiogenic syncope, which they eventually later called POTS in me, which that was another thing. I had another tilt table test. They said I don't have neurocardiogenic syncope, but now I have POTS. It's the same thing. I did not change. Doctors can be frustrating when you have chronic illnesses, and I've been to so many, but there are some good doctors out there. Anyways, I think I want to do little bitty flowers that are cute. I don't know. I don't know what I want yet. I keep saying anyways. This is stressful, and I'm not sure why. I think I'm just going to go for it, and if it turns out bad, then I will do another one. Okay, I'm going to stop explaining my painting because I can't explain this and health at the same time. So, I have discovered that I can't paint and talk and think at the same time. I can't do that. Interesting. All right, so I have increasing anaphylactic allergies to things. I start having reactions to stuff other than food. So my environmental reactions get worse. I start reacting to cigarette smoke is the thing that I've had the most EpiPen reactions to. So I started having anaphylactic reactions where I'm having to use EpiPens. It starts getting pretty regular that I'm using EpiPens. And that's not good. That's not really a good thing. Those things include cigarette smoke. So as you can imagine, I guess it depends on where you live, but cigarette smoke is really hard to avoid just in the world. Going anywhere is difficult. So going to the grocery store, going in any parking lot, people smoke by their cars, by doors. They will smoke right in front of a restaurant. Like going places is difficult because I can have a reaction before I even smell the cigarette smoke. Like it's absolutely insane how sensitive my body is to cigarette smoke. We were canoeing on the Buffalo River in Arkansas many years ago, and we just passed somebody that was smoking and I didn't even smell it. And I had an EpiPen, it didn't work. We had to call an ambulance. They had to get me to the ambulance. Like it was a whole thing. But anyways, so I've had so many EpiPen reactions. And then also in the meantime, maybe 8 years ago, I started getting migraines. If you've never had a migraine, those things are also not fun. So on top of allergy reactions and my heart rate going crazy, my blood pressure dropping, and I can't stand up very long without passing out, and I sound like I'm complaining. I don't want this to sound complaining because I try to keep a very positive outlook on all of this. But explaining all of these problems is kind of depressing. So I'm going to continue explaining. Just know this is just my life and I'm used to it at this point, and I'm just trying to explain what I go through on a day-to-day basis, what a lot of people do that have chronic illnesses. Anyways, so on top of all this, I start getting migraines. Migraines, if you've never had them, can be extremely debilitating, can be to the point where you can't open your eyes. I lose my eyesight. I have really hard time seeing a lot of times, like it'll just come on. Obviously pain, very bad head pain. And so vision problems, pain, I start throwing up, I get nauseous. So the migraines are not a fun thing to add to the list of problems. So all this is going on the last 18 years, I guess, all these things accumulating. The last, I'm going to say 3 to 4 years, my anaphylactic reactions have increased an insane amount. The last 2 years have been the biggest increase. I went from having 1 or 2 EpiPens a year. Like I try to take care of the reactions with Benadryl and other medications before I have to use an EpiPen. But there's been a lot more situations where I have to have the EpiPen because my throat is closing and I can't breathe. Like I can't control it with breathing treatment. I can't control it with Benadryl because I can't swallow. Anyways, so I had last year, I don't know, maybe 10 or so EpiPen reactions. And then I think the years are kind of blurring together. No, last year was my most. So that was like, I had 6 within like a month and a half span. I had 6 EpiPens. But the whole year I had like 12 or something. I can't remember. I have it all written down so the doctors could know. But anyways, this might be all this needs because it's so tiny. Yeah, I think that might be all that needs. We'll cut it and see. Anyways, so all these reactions, my quality of life has gotten much worse in the last year. Okay, career-wise, let's hop there to explain my quality of life and my career. When I was in college, I was going to college to be a dancer. So I got my degree in dance, but my heart condition stuff started when I was 18, and it got worse throughout the years. So my Where's my paper cutter? I'll get it in a second. Anyways, so my passing out and stuff became a problem when dancing. So I had to stop dancing after 2 years. I got my associates in dance, and then I got married and I had a couple of like part-time jobs, and then I found photography. So that was my creative outlet, was photography. I've been a photographer now for 14 years. That's my full-time job. But this past month, I've had to decide to stop taking sessions because it's too dangerous. A lot of my sessions are outside. People smoke outside. I'm allergic to grass, trees, dust, but the cigarette smoke is probably the one that's the most imminent danger for me, just going anywhere. If somebody has it on their clothing too strong and I smell it, then my throat can close up. So it's not very safe for me to be around people. And a lot of my photo shoots are in town and around other people, and I can't control those settings. I also typically drive about an hour away to my photo sessions, and if I have a reaction and my husband is an hour away, he stresses every time I leave the house. So the past year and a half, maybe up to 2 years, it's been a very stressful thing for me to go on photo shoots. My husband hates it. We argue all the time. He's like, because I don't have to work, he takes care of us. I do photography because I love it, and I didn't want to give it up because I love it so much and I love my clients. I didn't think talking about this would make me emotional. For this fall season, I had to post that I am no longer taking sessions. I have a handful of sessions that were already booked and on my schedule, and those I'm finishing out, but I'm not taking any more additional sessions right now. If something changes later, I will pick back up. But this fall, with how my health is, it's not worth risking my life to go take pictures. All that background of what my job is and all that was just to kind of help explain how my quality of life has gone down. In addition to all of going out, I can't stand in lines. I can't stand up very long without passing out. I can't go upstairs very well because I'll pass out. Our Sunday school at church moved from a downstairs room to an upstairs room. And if the elevator is down, then it's really hard for me to get to my Sunday school class. So there's just so many things about my daily life now that are affected, and these problems continue to get worse and worse. So I am no longer taking photo sessions, but this is why I am so grateful that I have painting, because I can do this in my home. Those of you who are watching this and those of you who watch regularly, you are making it to where I have a creative outlet that I can do a little bit more safely. I'm sitting down, I'm in my own home. I still get to interact with people through comments, and my sister, she comes once a week. This YouTube channel came at the perfect time for me, because if I had to stop my sessions and I had nothing else creative to put my energy into, it would be very hard not to be depressed. So painting is such a wonderful healing thing, and I hope that that's something I can share with y'all through all of my videos, is just the healing power of art and how it connects people. And okay, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to keep moving. One thing I do want to say is I did post a video recently where I passed out in the bloopers. And I greatly appreciate people who want to help, but unsolicited health advice does more harm than good a lot of times. So if I'm asking for health advice, then have at it, all the comments you want. If you want to share your health story, I want to hear that as well. But when people are giving me health advice, a lot of times it doesn't help. It just makes things worse. So I'm sharing this so other people who are going through problems can help maybe relate. If you want to share your health stories in the comments, I would love to hear and connect with you as well. But if I pass out on camera, it's not super helpful to be told, hey, just don't stress. So present day, I have reactions in my house all the time. I have to have EpiPens, but I am on a monthly injection that has helped greatly with my anaphylactic reactions. but I'm still having so many problems. As you can tell, my voice is kind of part of all this as well. Everything that's wrong with me, I think all has to do with mast cell problems. I have been being treated for mast cell activation syndrome, and I have not had a positive test for it because it is something that's really difficult to test for, but I got on the treatment for it and it has greatly helped. But there's a new treatment out for systemic mastocytosis that if I have a positive diagnosis, I can get on this new treatment that will supposedly greatly reduce all of the symptoms. So that brings us to now. I mentioned recently, like last week, that I had a bone marrow biopsy. The bone marrow biopsy was to hopefully confirm or deny, but hopefully confirm that I have systemic mastocytosis, which I found out is technically a type of cancer. But mast cell activation syndrome isn't, but systemic mastocytosis is, from what I understand. I'm not a doctor. I have been doing a lot of research since I went to the oncologist because I had no idea. When he threw the word cancer out there, I was like, I did not even know this. I am currently waiting the results of that bone marrow biopsy and praying that I can get on a new medication that will help. And if I do and it helps and I can start photos again, that would be great. If not, either way, I'm going to continue doing this. I absolutely love painting and I love seeing my sister every week. But yeah, that's just a little bitty glimpse into my health life and my daily life. There's so many things and symptoms that go along with all of this that I haven't mentioned. But yeah, just it's a lot of pain. It's a lot of being scared. My poor husband has been through so much because he has to see me struggle to breathe, and he has to give me EpiPens, or he has to be an hour away when I'm giving myself an EpiPen, and he's worried. Like it's so it's not only me that's affected, my entire family, my adorable little 7-year-old son. I have a picture here, but this is an older picture, so please forgive, but I'm going to put this on the wall because I love it. This is a picture I took. He was probably 2 or 3 here. But Lincoln, he is autistic, and so a lot of it he doesn't fully understand. So having, him seeing mom struggle to breathe and doing breathing treatments, he like attaches himself to my hip and he's like, I need to be with mom. Every day is different. I can have a reaction to something one day and not the same thing the next. We spend a lot of nights sleeping on the couch when our bedroom isn't safe for some strange reason. Like there's just so much, but I want to stop talking about it now because I don't want this just to be a super depressing video. So I hope that though helps you understand me a little bit more and why I paint and why I'm here. And I want to cut this out, put it in this frame and see what it looks like. So one second, let me grab my paper cutter thing. My son loves kinetic sand and he got kinetic sand all over this. Oh, my child. Okay. All right. So let me cut this out. And see what this looks like in the frame. So a 4x4, 4 inches this way. Oh, you can't see that, huh? I think I want to cut a little, let's see, it's a little off the top and a little off the bottom. Okay, so we'll cut a little here and then 4 inches. We'll put it here. All right. There is the tiny little bitty, oh yeah, that is zoomed in all the way, isn't it? Oh, it's a circle though. Duh. That's another thing about me. Sometimes I have some really intense brain fog and things are not always making sense. Oh my goodness, story time while I'm finishing this up. So back to migraines. Things that can happen with migraines, obviously the pain and whatever, but something that if you don't know, migraines can greatly affect your ability to think. So you should not operate heavy machinery or cook if you have a migraine. Oh no, that stopped. Okay, that one stopped, but I'm gonna keep going here. Okay, these are my kitchen scissors, so sorry, they're not the greatest. Okay, so migraines. Sometimes you cannot think. So I was cooking with a migraine. Don't do that. And I literally just reached out and grabbed the pan with my bare hand to move it. I didn't grab the handle of the pan. I grabbed the pan. Yeah, that's brain not working. And so when you see me in my bloopers a lot of times, because I continue to film with migraines if I can see and I'm not throwing up. Like my head is always hurting. It's never, I'm actually starting to have vision problems right now, which is not good. I have an MRI this afternoon, so I have to drive. So I need to go lay down. But anyways, so yeah, if you see in my bloopers where I'm struggling to get words out, yeah, I probably have a migraine. Because, yeah, migraines greatly affect your ability to think. I should totally show you my stylish headache hat I have. It's the best thing for my migraines. It's an ice hat, headache hat, and it's amazing. It's super stylish. Okay, let's see. I need to clean the glass on this frame, but let's see what it looks like first. All right. And does it look cute? Oh, it is cute. Okay, I like this. I think it needs some paint drips though, because I don't like the white. So I will finish this out and put paint drips on it and it'll go on the wall. I don't know how I'm gonna put it on the wall. I may have to have my husband put some kind of hardware on it, but anyways, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up here. It was probably way too long. I hope it wasn't too depressing and I hope it made sense. But again, I want to remind you, please be nice in the comments to each other, to me. Feel free to share any stories. I can't wait to see you in our next video, but that's it for this one. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, I'm kind of scared of the comments. All right, can you hear me? And when does it peak? Does it need to be louder? I think we're okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's not focused on my head at all now, is it?